Alright, so for this week we're going to be working on Chapter 3's guided project. To get to the Chapter 3 guided project, go to Blackboard, select this course, select SimNet, McGraw-Hill Campus, SimNet SimGrader, select Excel Chapter 3, and Guided Project 3-3. Alright, so first step is to download the files. We only want to download the required files, so it looks like the start file is required. And the instructions, since I'm using a Windows operating system workstation, I'm going to select Office for Windows. If you have a MacBook or an Apple product, you would select Mac. Alright, so it looks like they've been downloaded. So the files generally go on my computer, they go to this PC, downloads, and there they are. So we have our start file, we have our instructions. And I'm going to highlight each step as I go through. Alright, step 1 says open the Blue Lake Sports -03 start file. If the workbook opens in protected view, click the enable editing button so you can modify it. The file will be renamed automatically to include your name, which it does. So if you look at the top, you see my first and last name, Blue Lake Sports -03. That's chapter 3, and you see it is in it's in protected view. So to get it out of protected view, you click enable editing. Alright, so step 1 is complete. Step 2 says create a pie chart object. Select 2A says select the revenue by department sheet. So let's go to the revenue by department sheet, and it says select cells A4 to F4. Press Control and select A13 to F13. Alright, that takes care of 2A. Next it says click the recommended charts button. So we're going to go to the Insert tab and go to our charts group, and there's the recommended charts button. As you hover over it, it'll tell you exactly what the ribbon does. Two C says choose pie and click OK. Alright, there's the pie. Click OK. That takes care of 2C. Alright, we're going to move on to step 3. Step 3 says apply a chart style. 3A says select the chart object. So we select it. click the More button. So it says go to the Chart Tools tab. So when you select the chart, if you deselect the chart, this Chart Design tab will go away. So we unclick it, you see there's no Chart Tools Design, but once you select the chart, you get a new tab called Chart Design. Alright, so it says click Chart Design tab and go to Chart Styles, and we're going to click the More button right here, and it says 3C says select style 12. There's style 12 right there, so I'm going to select that, and that takes care of 3B and it takes care of 3C. So now would be a good time to save your file, so I'm going to do a Control S to save, and then I'm going to move on to number 4. Alright, 4 says size and position a chart object. For A, point to the chart object border to display the mover. So if you point towards it, you'll see the arrows pointing diagonal. Alright, so you have your move pointer that goes in all 4 directions, and then you also have your diagonal move pointer. So we're just gonna drag the chart object so its top left corner is at A21. So I'm going to move this chart down to A21, so its top left corner is at A21. We'll just set it here. So that takes care of 4A and 4B. 4C says point to the bottom right selection handle to display the resize arrow. So that's this here, and it says drag the pointer to cell G35. So I'm gonna drag it. I'm at G. Now I have to move it up a little bit to 35. So now I just resized it. That takes care of 4. Now is a good time to save. Control S. Alright, number 5 says change the chart type. 5A says select the pie chart object and click the change chart type. So I'm going to go to my Chart Tools Design tab. Alright, Chart Design, and go to the Type group, and I'm going to select Change Chart Type. So that takes care of 5A. 5B says select the All Charts tab and choose Pie in the left pane. So we have our Recommended Charts tab and we have our All Charts tab. So it tells me to select Pie, which I just selected. And then 5C says choose 3D Pie and click OK. There's 3D Pie. Let's look at the other selections. You have Pie of Pie, Bar of Pie, Donut. So it tells us to do a 3D pie. So I'm going to select 3D and I'm going to click OK. So you see it changes the chart type. So that takes care of 5C. Now is a good time to save. I'm going to do a Control S. Alright, step 6 says format pie chart elements. It says double click the pie to open its format data series task. So if I double click, alright, so once I double click, you see this format chart area pops up over here on the right hand side. So that takes care of 6A. 6B says click the Atlanta slice to update the pane to the format data point task pane. So rest the pointer on a slice to see its identifying screen type. Tip. So you see this is Chicago. I mean, if I look down here, this tells me blue is the Atlanta, but purple is San Diego, light blue is St. Louis, red is Boston, and then we have the blue is Atlanta. Alright, step 6C says click the series option button in the format data point task. Set the pi explosion percentage to 10%. So as you can see, as you increase the point explosion, you see that Atlanta section of the pie chart remove itself from the whole pie chart. Alright, so that takes care of step 6C and 6D. Step 6E says close the task pane. Step 6F says click the chart object border to deselect the Atlanta slice. Alright, now's a good time to save. Control S. Alright, step 7 says add and format chart elements in a pie chart. Click the chart elements button in the top right hand corner of the chart. Select the data labels box. Click data labels arrow to open its sub menu and choose more options. Click the labels option button in the format data labels pane. Select percentage box. Deselect the value box. And maybe I need to Alright, says do Control B. Control B to apply the bold setting, and then 7I says change the font size, so we'll go to the Home tab, Font Group, and we're going to change it to 12 point. So as you're making changes, you can see the numbers getting larger or smaller. So we're going to select 12. Alright, that takes care of 7H, 7I says click the chart object border to select it. 7K says click the shape outline button, that is in the chart tools format tab, shape styles group. So I'm going to chart, and we're going to go to format, and it says select purple accent for darker 50%. It says click the shape outline button and choose weight and 1 point. Click a worksheet cell. Alright, that takes care of 7M. Now is a good time to save. Alright, moving on to number 8. It says create a line chart. It says select the Atlanta revenue. So we go to Atlanta, and we're going to select the Atlanta revenue. Select cells A4 to E7. I should have a quick analysis and choose charts. Alright, and select A4 to E7. Alright, quick analysis, charts. Line, click move chart button, so chart design, location, and it says select new sheet, and we're going to type promo depths, and then click OK. So once I do that, it creates a new tab called promo departments or promo depths. So that takes care of 8D, 8E, 8F, 8G. Alright, now's a good time to save. Control S. Alright, let's move on to 9. 9 says apply a chart layout. So we're going to click on 9A says click the quick layout button, which is in the chart tools design, chart layouts group, and click quick layout. And where 9B says select layout 5 to add a data table to the chart, and there's a little example right here in figure 3-67, but we're going to select layout number 5, so that's layout number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Alright, so after we select that, you see it has the data table right below the chart, so that takes care of 9A and 9B. Now is a good time to save. Control S. Alright, moving on to 10, change the chart type. 10A says click the change chart type button, which is in the Chart Tools Design tab. Chart Tools Design, and in the type group. So I'm going to select change chart type. Select the All Charts tab. All Charts tab, and choose line with markers in the line category. So that's a stacked line with markers. So it doesn't tell me to select a different one, so I'm just going to go whatever it has selected. Click OK. Alright, that takes care of 10B and 10C. Alright, now is a good time to save. I'm going to do a Control S. Number 11 says edit chart elements in a line chart. Click the line chart placeholder. Click the chart title placeholder. Alright, and then it says type special promotion departments, or I typed it in there. That takes care of 11A and 11B. 11C says click the vertical axis title placeholder. And type dollar sales in the formula bar. And then press enter. That takes care of 11C and 11D. 11E says click the chart elements drop down arrow. So I'm going to go to the Chart Tools Format tab. Current selection group. And click the chart elements. Choose series apparel to select the line in the chart. So when I choose that, that takes care of 11E and 11F. So as you see, when you select it, you have like 4 squares together on each one of those points. That lets you know that you have the apparel line selected. Okay, moving on to 11G. Click the Format Selection button. We're in the Chart Tools Format. We're going to select Format Selection. That takes care of 11G. 11H says click the Fill and Line button in the Format Data Series task pane. So it's here. fill in line. We're going to click on marker and then click on marker options and then choose built-in, and the size is going to be 10. So as if you look at the line that you have selected, as you increase the size of the marker, you'll see it get bigger. So you see these marker options, these markers get bigger. So we're just going to take it back down to 10. Alright, that takes care of 11H, 11I, and 11J. Alright, it says click the series options triangle at the top of the task pane and choose series baseball. So we're going to select series baseball. Again, we're going into the format tab, current selection, chart elements, and it tells us to select series baseball. Actually, we could have done it over here too. Could have selected it over here as well. It's multiple ways. So, alright, so after you select that, you see that you have these little blue squares where the points are. This lets you know that you have that element selected. So, and then you see that the red line corresponds with baseball down here as well. So you have that selected. Alright. That takes care of 11K. 11L says apply the same marker changes for the baseball series. So it says wants us to make that 10. So again, as you increase the size, you'll see, well, I don't have all of them selected. I need to select all of them. Alright, that takes care of 11L. Select the basketball series and make the same marker changes. So again, you can select the series options, or you can go to format, current selection, series, and it says select basketball. Alright, so again, when you select basketball, you see these little like 4 squares on each point. Alright, so it tells us to do the same thing for that. So we're going to select built-in and we're going to increase it to 10 point. So that takes care of 11M. And 11N says close the task pane and click outside the chart. So I'm going to close the task pane. And click outside of the chart. So when you click inside the chart, you see that you have the design, chart design tab and the format tab. You click outside of the chart, those two disappear because the chart is deselected. So now is a good time to save. So I'm going to do Control S to save. And move on to step 12. It says insert sparklines in the worksheet. We're going to click the Atlanta Revenue tab. So we'll go to the Atlanta worksheet. Right click the column F heading and choose insert. 12C says select cells B5 to E18.
Remember your little 20 minutes, young lady.
Click Insert tab, Sparklines group. I can have both of these. Alright, I'm gonna have to have it like that. Select F15. F18 for the location range and click OK. So what we did was we took all of the information that was in B5 down to E18, and then we created a line sparkline graph for in cells F15, or excuse me, it's supposed to be F5 to F18. Let me redo that. I typed the wrong information in there. Yep. Let's redo. We select B, go down to 8, insert sparklines. Can't see that well, I guess. B5 or F5 to F18. There's the sparklines right there for each. So that takes care of 12C, 12D, 12E, 12F. Now is a good time to save, so I'm going to do a Control S. Alright, moving on to 13, Format Sparklines in the worksheet. Click the Format button. That's the Home tab. Sales group, so I'm going to click that. And then I'm going to change the row height. It says 24. Alright, so it's making it a little bit bigger. So that takes care of 13A. 13B says click the Format button. Again, I'm going to go to the Home tab. Sales group. Format. And column width. It wants that to be 35. Alright, makes it wider. Select the markers box in the show group in the Sparklines tool design tab. So since I have the sparkline selected, I have a sparkline tab now. And it says select markers. It's in the show group. So sparklines tab, show group. It wants me to select markers. And you see toggle sparkline markers, highlight each line, each point in each line sparkline in the selected line sparkline group. That's a lot of lines going on. Alright, so once you select the markers, you see you have your little red dots for each point. If you deselect it, they go away. So you select it, deselect it. You see these change as well in the styles group when you do that. So that takes care of 13C. (13D) says click the Sparkline color button. So I'm going to go to the Sparkline Tools Design tab, go to the Styles group, and select Sparkline color. And it says choose black text 1 for the line color. Alright, that's that one. There. Alright, so that takes care of 13D and 13E. And then it says click cell A1. Change the page orientation to landscape. Page layout tab. Orientation, it's currently at portrait. We want to change it to landscape. Save and close the workbook. So I'm going to do a Control S. And then I'm going to close. Now it's time to upload my project. I'm going to go to SimNet. I'm going to select upload my file. I know that it's in my downloads folder. I always sort by date modified. I want the most recent date up top. So I see it's June 13th, 9:34. That is the file. Select open and submit for grading. Alright, so it looks like we got 100%, 27 out of 27. Green is good. Red is not good. And then I can click on the guided project, and if I scroll down, I see previous attempts. It says I have 5 attempts. This is my first attempt. The file name, the time, the date it was submitted, and the score.